on the topic right now. The first study says this, and he summarized it for me. The second study says this, and yet the third study says this. So here's what the intermittent fasting community clings to, this study, and then these people, the higher frequency people, cling to this study.
Yeah.
But really they should be considering all three studies. And so here's the problem. The average person, first of all, they don't even have access to studies. You can't read them unless when there's conflicting studies, what you mentioned earlier, one study shows this, one study shows this, and the average person is not skilled enough to say, okay, this study had only 12 subjects, this study had...
Well, I think that's a good segue into, do you want to give a couple examples of... Know what you're talking about, yeah.
So you have to take however long you make the training study, maybe it's 8 weeks long.
Yep.
You got to pre-test them, train them for 8 weeks, and then post-test them. And there's so much involved in these studies. Everything has an inherent flaw with it. EMG measures the electrical activity of muscles. It doesn't exactly predict the growth. There's more things to muscle growth than just the electrical signal.
For me, it's almost impossible to do a study that's more than, let's say, 10, 12 weeks, because you're really fitting it into a semester. Once the semester is over, students go away.
As you progress along the spectrum, you're going to have somebody that just needs more and more and more and more stimulus. You're going to need the difference between a feather of stimulus and needing a cannon, to the face to the amount of stimulus they need to produce results. And once you progress far enough in your journey, it is volume. So a lot of people, like in the previous question, some people produce great results staying short of failure, their intensity slightly lower, and they accumulate more volume. Can that produce results? Absolutely. In my opinion, in the field, if your goal is hypertrophy, eventually everyone needs to train to failure, at least at some point in time in the training. And if there is or is not research on that, I don't know and I don't care. I care about producing results. It's as controlled as you get, meaning that it's still not controlled. Someone could be reporting back that their sleep was good and they feel fine. They might have felt their sleep was good, but if we actually measured their sleep or some parameters of sleep, it could have actually been shit. Yes, you stayed asleep for 7 hours, but your sleep was shit, you didn't recover. So anyway, all that being said, there's no true control group. Bullshit supplements that people would say that, I'm not going to say a company, but it rhymes with Muscle Tech, would come up with some bullshit supplement that had one study that showed it produced 1,000% more muscle in a rat or someone or who knows what. People, oh, fucking great, I'm going to get that, I'm going to get jacked. There's one study. It's one study. People make fun of stuff that doesn't have good research on it. One study is maybe that much better than no studies. I want something that's got thousands of studies on it, and then I'll say that's probably a pretty good supplement.